What's happening in the energy sector right now is massive change. It's just upheaval at every level in terms of consumer appliances. Networks are changing, production of energy is changing. We're seeing Australia as part of a global sector. Just wherever we look, there's massive and disruptive change in this critical sector. The role of the advisory board is to be a critical friend to Jemena. This is a really important discussion for Jemena. The assets are long-lived and the decisions need to take account of that. But importantly, the preferences and choices of consumers need to be part of this decision-making. My role as chair of the advisory board is about making sure that all voices are heard and that all views are deliberated.
In my situation, I'm representing a lot of the culturally and linguistically diverse communities, and for them it's understanding these changes and what impact it will have in their households, in the industry, in business, and what sort of costs that will be involved and what these changes mean. That's going to be very, very difficult to be able to convey those messages to our coal communities.
I think there's a lot of uncertainty in the energy sector. People are worried about price increases, they're worried about climate change. There's been recent extreme weather events, there's been a lot of power outages, a lot of flooding. It's brought these things to the forefront of people's thinking. And the community and government are recognising that we need to move forward on finding more sustainable energy resources.
The role of PIAC generally is to say, one, what is the best way that Jemena can talk to the community honestly about the decisions that they face and the implications of those decisions, not just for households, but for the environment and for the sustainability and prosperity of the community long term. And our secondary role as PIAC is to make sure that those messages are presented in a way that all people can access and that they can make meaningful decisions around what is best for the community.
I see my role as bringing as many voices as I can to the table, and that's not only in the conversation here, but also how to craft the engagement framework so when Jemena goes out and talks to people that they're talking about the right things in the right ways so people can bring their voice and it is heard loud.
As representing customers, it's my duty to be the voice of so many different people, so many perspectives. If customers aren't happy, they will move away. Without customers, there is no product. It's a big responsibility. I take it quite seriously.
I think customers and the supply side have a lot of mutually beneficial outcomes that we need to achieve. We both want to reduce risk, we both want to reduce costs, we both want to get to a net zero at least cost, not at any cost. Unfortunately, there's been a narrative for too long that the transition to net zero is easy and free, when it's actually really hard and potentially really expensive.
There are real impacts on people, and we're asking real questions of how we're going to deal with both of those things at the same time. How are we going to invest in transition and get better at dealing with people's access to essential energy?
Every person every day uses energy one way or another. That energy is changing and the role of energy in their lives and businesses is changing. So we need consumers and businesses to be part of this great big discussion and to help us manage the change by being part of the change. Have your say on the future of Jemena's gas network.